Hi there. So, I'm back in the movie theater again. I wasn't expecting to be here this early, but here I am to see Tron Ares. I have not watched a single Tron my entire life, a single Tron movie my entire life, but I was getting kind of tired of having to wait for the next movie I'm going to watch, which is going to be Zootopia 2 in about a month. So I figured, why not go to see this movie, since, I kind of need content on my channel. So I watched the first Tron movie, then the second one, and I loved them. I absolutely adored them. I really had a great time with them. I enjoyed them. And now I'm here to see the third one, having only just recently becoming a Tron fan. Haven't heard good things about the movie, but I'm here regardless. So, see you guys when I come out of it and tell you what I think about it. Goodbye. Right. So, Tron Ares, the third Tron movie in the franchise, which somehow makes this series a trilogy-ish, but a very dysfunctional trilogy at that, because the second one came out about 20 years after the first, and then this one comes out like almost 20 years after the previous one, which is weird. But what do I think of this one? I liked it. It was nice. It was fun. The other Tron movies, which I loved, seeing them for the first time last week. I mean, they're fun, very fun movies, but they're not great, all-time, the best that cinema has to offer. And this one's, kind of following in that direction. I do think story-wise it's the weakest of the three Tron movies, and that's saying something because the Tron movies are never really actually known for great storytelling to begin with. This one's a bit generic, predictable, but much like its predecessors, fun. And that's really what you go to see these movies for at the end of the day. I mean, you go for the crazy, wacky visuals and concepts and metaphors. You don't really go for the story or the characters. The characters in this one are probably the most, which is weird for a movie that relies heavily on 3D. The characters are incredibly one-dimensional, other than the Jared Leto character for the most part, and the female lead character that I'm blanking on the name of the actress at the moment. But other than those two, I mean, there's the villain character played by Evan Peters, I believe the guy's name is. He's like the most generic villain, about as one-dimensional mustache-twirling villain as it gets. Even more than Lex Luthor in the recent Superman movie, and I have gone into detail about what I think about that portrayal of Lex Luthor. It's kind of weird to keep having to record this, where the only other thing except my face is Jared Leto's butt. But that's the poster they chose to have here. So that's what you're gonna get, and that's gonna be in the thumbnail. Really wish the speakers would be a little less loud, but that's not really my point. It's a very unfortunate location to be filming in. But regardless, the villain is not that impressive. The villain's mother's character, slightly a bit more, but a bit of a waste of potential from the actress in the character. The Jodie Turner-Smith character, a lot of wasted potential. I mean, this movie really doesn't do well with characters, let's put it that way. Cameron Moynihan's in this movie, by the way. Did you know that? Because you probably wouldn't get it from this movie. It's literally like a blink and you'll miss it cameo. So yeah, they got two Jokers sharing the screen. Minor spoiler, but you barely see him, and that's kind of unfortunate, because I mean the credits start rolling at the beginning, and you see Cameron Monaghan's name. It's like, oh yeah, great, they got Cameron Monaghan in the movie, and he barely's in, and he's barely in it. I'm not even making this up. It's literally, you close your eyes to sneeze, and he's gone. It's weird. But yeah, that's it for the characters. Like I said, the characters, not a strong point in the movie. But the reason you're probably going to see this movie is the visuals. And the Tron movies, even going back to the 1982 version, the visuals are stunning. Some of the best visuals you're ever going to see in a movie recently. And that says a lot because of how visual effects and CGI has moved forward in recent years, even for like last 5 years. So yeah, great, amazing visuals, incredible fight sequences and fight choreography, action scenes. There's a lot of action scenes, and concepts like the first Tron was known for, and how they use kind of metaphors for programs from the real world. There's that speaker again. The concept of hacking and programs running around this web, it's hard to put into words. It's kind of you have to see the movie to understand what I'm talking about. But that's really what the Tron movies shine in. It's like the translation of these concepts of life in the grid for programs and users, and visualizing it on screen. That was done incredibly, and I love it. And I really do love the world that they set up in this movie, which is slightly different from the grid world introduced in the first Tron and expanded upon in the second Tron. But sadly, you don't really get to spend too much in it. I think for a Tron movie, this is the most you're ever going to spend in the real world, which kind of sucks because the real world sucks. I'd much rather spend more time in that grid world. That's a down point of the movie. But like I said, it's when you're in the grid, and there might be more than one grid in this movie. Just wanted to point that out there, without spoiling too much. But the more time you spend in that place, the better. And they're very clearly setting up for a sequel. I mean, there's a mid-credit scene in this movie. A mid-credit scene, but not a post-credit scene. I did stick around all the way to the end of the credits. There is a mid-credit scene. They are absolutely 100% setting up for a sequel, which hopefully gets made, and hopefully if it does, we'll get to spend more time in the grid than the real world. This movie was more about the grid coming into the real world rather than characters from the real world entering the grid, which is a bit of a change of pace from the previous Tron movies. But hopefully, if they'll get another one made, and hopefully it won't take 20 years until the next one this time around, we will get to see more of the grid. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Again, not a great movie, but then again, the other two Tron movies, which I loved, having seen them for the first time, I keep having to repeat myself, the other two Tron movies were also not that great. Definitely, Jeff Bridges does show up in the movie for a bit, which is about the most connective tissue to the previous Tron movie that we're going to get. It's mostly like a sequel to the 1982 Tron with the 2000, what was it, 2008, 2010 Tron. Just, it exists, but we're not going to talk about it. And it kind of almost feels like there was a third Tron movie after that, taking place between the second Tron Legacy, and this, like another movie that you just didn't get to see, which is weird. It's almost like this movie is a sequel to another movie you never saw. It's a bit weird. It's jarring. There's characters that you're supposed to know, despite never having seen them before this movie. A bit odd. An odd way to make make your franchise. But hopefully, if they do make a sequel, they'll use the characters introduced in this movie to push the narrative of the fourth Tron movie. And I probably still keep calling it Tron, and maybe have Tron the character in the movie. But I doubt that. Anyways, so these are my thoughts on the third Tron movie, the first Tron movie I've seen in theaters, and hopefully not the last, because I really do enjoy the world, and I really do enjoy the visuals, and there's a story in there somewhere. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully, won't have to wait more than a month for the next time I'm going to the movie theaters. Goodbye for now. Hello again. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment. See you next time.